This episode of Is This Adulting is brought to you by our Patreon supporters. If you'd like to join the giving family, as well as get some awesome stuff in the process, weekly bonus episodes, quarterly meetups, things like that, you can check us out at patreon.com/isthisadulting. Thanks. That's good coconut milk. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Is This Adulting, the mental health comedy podcast you never knew you needed. I'm your best friend, and I didn't think of anything witty here this week. I'm Stephen Pappas.
Well, also, and the fact that you made it impossible for editing to it not start as, that's good coconut milk.
I'm a coconut milk connoisseur.
Yeah.
Stephen
and
Pappas.
Hey, I'm best friend number 2, Christopher Grimmett. I did
So
it.
glad. You did it. We fell apart. You did the honest answer. I couldn't think of anything witty. When we
That's all right.
are left to our own devices, let's be honest, we struggle. We struggle when it's just us, which is why we have to have best friends with us here every week. So this
we brought a professional this time.
We did. We actually had to. And we're not even joking. So
Yeah.
for the first time ever on a show about mental health, hosted by us, we have a very special guest this week. She's a licensed clinical psychologist. You may know her from her podcast, The Arkham Sessions, which has been an obsession of mine for quite a while. Please welcome Dr. Andrea Letamendi to the show. Hey, Andrea.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm so happy to be here with you. Actually, one of my first questions for you would have been, how many psychologists have you had on the show?
0.
Well, one now.
Yeah.
It's very hard to find psychologists that will put up with this.
Yeah, that's true. And also, there is a real intimidation factor of the fact that, sweet, this person's going to know everything about me very quickly. And yeah, so we're glad that you're going to be here and hopefully be kind to us in the process.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm very much hoping that you are not like psychoanalyzing me like very quickly of just like childhood trauma. Yes. Like
Not at all, because you said very quickly, and I feel like that would not be enough time.
Fair. Okay.
Such a professional answer.
Right? I do need to ask, because we always ask questions of like professional folks who are on the show, like when we had Rabia on, and she's a attorney, and we were talking to her and I had to ask her a bunch of questions. So I will ask you, is it hard to walk through your daily life and not psychoanalyze everyone around you all the time?
I think in the beginning, I was really energized by everything I was learning and training, and just really happy with just the profession and the discipline. And so, yeah, I would say that I would jump into those opportunities. But now after some time, I think that I welcome moments where I don't have to be a psychologist and I can just be just whatever. Yeah. So yes and no.
Cool. Well, speaking of mental health, we're going to talk about all that in just a second. But before we do you want to tell people where they can find you and your show on the interwebs and or your home address?
Not my home address, because that has gotten me into trouble. But
there's a story there.
By day, I am a clinical psychologist and educator at UCLA. By night and evenings and weekends and early morning, I'm a podcaster, consultant, and total geek. And so the podcast that I host and the ones that have most of my passion are a podcast about the psychology of Batman. It's called the Arkham Sessions, and it's available anywhere, probably where you're listening to this podcast. It's available on pretty much all the platforms. And the Arkham Sessions is about the psychology of Batman, but the specific approach is a very focused look at the animated series. So this is the animated series that started in the early 90s and lasted a few years and really was very groundbreaking in terms of bringing us Batman's story and the narrative of so many important villains. So that's the Arkham Sessions. And then the other podcast that I love doing is called Lattes with Leia. and it's about Star Wars. It's not really psychology based. It's just two Star Wars lady fans talking about all the things we love about Star Wars. Really just kind of sharing a beverage, hopefully a latte, maybe a spiked drink, and just kind of talking about our love for Star Wars and just what's on our mind. So it's a more casual conversation.
Nice.
I'm in like a really happy zone right now.
Yeah.
Because anyone who's listened for a long time knows that my favorite television show of all time is Batman the Animated Series.
Well,
yes.
likewise.
And he has multiple Star Wars tattoos on his body.
Yeah.
So
likewise.
Yeah, those are around.
So very quickly, we have
we're both
literally
Empire.
have a matching
they have the same
tattoo.
tattoo. Yeah.
It's like almost the same.
Twinsies.
So I would say that Batman and Star Wars are my true fandom passions. Those are the things that I love. And podcasting, I mean, as you know, podcasting is a lot of hard work, but is so rewarding and gives us just the opportunity to be our authentic selves and express ourselves. And I think it's really therapeutic. So it's a lot of hard work to do podcasts, and to run 2 podcasts is, you must be out of your mind to do it, but I really enjoy it. And if folks want to find either one, they can find me on Twitter at Arkham Asylum Doc, or my website is underthemaskonline.com.
Which is the coolest, just the very coolest name for a website ever. It makes me really happy. Well, we are going to get into the mental health check-in, but then I do want to ask you just a little bit about psychology before we play the game.
Okay.
So, because you got to answer the psychology questions, I guess. All right. Well, mental health check-in time. Chris, how you doing this week?
I'm doing better since we recorded last, which is saying something. So that's good. I think for anyone who hasn't listened to the past, I've had a few losses of people in my life that I was close with, and it was rough for a while, and truthfully, if I'm probably what is happening is I'm kind of in that in between to where the first week or two is over and the holidays have not quite hit yet. So I've got that almost like the eye of the storm, so to speak. So I imagine I'll probably get hit again a little bit, but overall I'm doing better. I think that for me, something that is always difficult, whether it's the loss of someone, whether it's you see like a horrible natural disaster, some type of tragedy that occurs. I really struggle with the knowledge of, well, I'm mourning in this time. And I know at some point, just because the way that we as a society function, in a few weeks' time, it's almost like that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like it is going to still have an effect. And, but especially ones that you're not as involved with. And so you see something horrible happen across the country or across the world and your heart breaks. And then before long, you just keep going into your routine. And so I think whenever something like that happens, I kind of go through waves of guilt, of being frustrated, of being like, I wish that I wouldn't, not forget about it, but just continue on with my life, knowing that there are other people who their daily routines have been severely broken. So trying to make sense of that, and I'm not trying to put like too much like weight on my shoulders or burden about it, but just something of how do I become a little bit more aware. And I mean, Stephen, more than anyone, like the worst part about losing someone is not like even the first couple weeks; it's when everyone leaves, and then you're just expected to be like, well, suck it up. Like, we were there for you. And that's when the real pain starts. And so, that's something I'm trying to figure out. Like, how can I make sure I'm there for the people in my life that are particularly going to have their day-to-day lives affected. So I'm doing okay overall, but I think this is always a time of reflection for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons, because dealing with family stuff, good or bad, traveling, a wide variety of stuff. And so I think I'm just kind of processing that right now. So, but overall I feel encouraged. So I'll keep it somewhat positive at the end of that. So Drea, how about you? How has life been?
Wow. Well, thank you for asking. First, thank you for
Well,
asking.
thank you for listening. Yeah. Thank you for listening to me first.
Yeah, I'm resisting the impulse to ask you further questions, but I know I know this is something. Yeah, really. But I know that that's something you've been handling for a couple weeks. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing what you did.
Sure.
I think that around this time of year, I tend to do a little bit better. I work on a college campus, so things, to be quite honest, throughout the school term, there's a lot of stressors, especially for students. And so to know that there's going to be a break for them, to know that I'll have a break, and to just kind of celebrate the holidays is usually a very positive experience. So I'm looking forward to that time, just to take a little bit of a break and to be restorative in my actions and to contemplate the new year. I also acknowledge that for a lot of people, the new year and the holiday can be particularly difficult or challenging because it reminds them that they've had a loss. It reminds them what's different, or it might remind them of their loneliness or hopelessness. So with those reflections, I have some gratitude about how things are going for me, and I have a lot of appreciation of what I have. But yeah, it's been, I've had some ups and downs, but so far this month is looking to be quite positive.
Steven, how about you, man? How you doing?
Oh, it's me time. I'm doing good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
Let me, Andrea, we're going to get both our notebooks and our pencils and things ready. So just go ahead and just pretend we're not there.
Okay, cool. No, I'm still dealing with doctors and all that fun stuff because, surprise, we're actually recording this one ahead of time. So we're recording this on December 13th, which is...
Oh, yeah. This
is going to be right after the first of the year when this releases.
Oh, wow. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. It's 2019. Hopefully it's better than 2018.
Yeah, that's funny. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so when I'm recording this, I'm still in the aftermath of the whole going to the hospital, going to other doctors thing. But I can say, which I should probably save for the episode that's actually coming out next week, but I can say effective immediately or effective back in December when you're listening to this, I'm not a pescatarian anymore because the other doctor told me not to do that until I lose weight, and then to do that because it's actually better for my weight to eat more like lean proteins and meats. I don't know. So like, I'm good. I'm motivated. Like, I'm finally ready to like take control of my life because going to the ER scared the living shit out of me. So yeah, like I'm actually feeling good today, at least. I'm sure tomorrow there will be some reason that the sky is falling. But today I'm doing good. Yeah, I got nothing to say.
That's 2019's problem.
Yeah, 2019 Steven, looking back at 2018 Steven, like, ugh, God, it's his own fault. It's his own fault he had a shitty year, right?
This is such like an old man thing for me to say, but 2019, oh my God, it's almost been 20 years since everyone freaked out about Y2K.
Yeah.
Like I still remember, like,
it was horrible. It was so scary.
Like being so afraid and seeing everyone around me just like in pure panic and just being like this is going to be the rapture. Like, you have to understand it. We also grew up in
the
very,
Bible Belt.
Bible Belt southern area. So for me, it's just like, oh no, what's going to happen? Robot computers are going to take over, or they're going to shut down.
When you're
down.
a kid growing up in the Bible Belt, everything's going to be the rapture, y'all.
Yeah, we weren't quite so worried about the rapture, but we were terrified that every file would be deleted forever, for all of times. So I think like the digital threat was really paralyzing, and the there was a lot of conviction. I think a lot of smart people really thought there would be some issues. So
I'm glad there wasn't.
Yeah, I was going to say we got through it. We got through those hard times.
Like, looking back, I'm like, y'all, we should have known that we were going to be fine. Like, knowing what we know now, I'm just like, what? How did we all think that like the world was going to end?
And then what happened later? Like so many, we didn't know where the threats were. Like,
yeah, we really got focused on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
That was the calendar changing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were all very focused on that and the fact that, you know, our blockbusters were getting ready to disappear. If we had known that, I think we would have focused less on Y2K.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. That's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had a long, like, thinking time about Blockbuster today. It was tough. It was tough to look back on.
I still have my Blockbuster and Hollywood Video. Did you have Hollywood Video? I had a.
Yes,
of course we
did.
did.
I still have my membership cards just in case.
Mm-hmm. Me too. I have my Blockbuster card somewhere. I think it still has my mom's name because I wasn't old enough to rent R-rated movies. So,
for any of the youth out there, Blockbuster was a popular business model that you're not going to believe. There wasn't always
Netflix.
Endless amounts of entertainment at your fingertips. Instead, you had to physically go to a store and wait in a line and have very large boxes of VHSs and other fun things, eventually DVDs.
A VHS was a tape anyway. We could go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, I was just listing all the things that were there for that. Yeah, we'll keep going. Sorry.
It's okay because we're going to get to our little warm-up question that I want to ask here. But first, as always, if you have a mental health check-in you'd like to share an idea of how we can encourage you through the week, you can email us over at isthisadultingpod@gmail.com. We will remind you, as always, we are not professionals.
Hold on. You need to clarify this time.
Yes, I do. We, Chris and Steven, are not professionals. So, but if you are in need of professional care, you should seek out a mental health professional.
Specifically go find her. No, I'm joking.
No, please don't do that. Seek out a mental health professional, or if you are in crisis, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. They are there to talk to you and make sure that you stay safe and that your voice is heard. So, and for those of you that do email in, know that we read every email, even if we don't get the chance to respond. So your voice is being heard. All right. We've got a lot to get to today. We've got a game coming up. We've got a topic that I'm excited to get into, especially with someone who has much more knowledge on it than I will ever have. But
stop it! Don't flatter me that much.
Yeah, it's Chris. It's Chris.
Sorry.
He's been back to school, y'all, and here he is with his PhD. Oh God. Yeah, I have a question for you that has been on my mind for literally years now, which sounds weird when I'm saying that to the person, but I've been thinking this about you for years. It's weird to me. I'm talking to someone right now who is canon.
Yes.
I grew up a huge DC Comics fan. Obsessed with Batman, clearly. In love with Tara Strong's Barbara Gordon, like Batgirl. And so you exist within that world.
Yes. I can honestly say that as of 2011, I'm trying to think about when the New 52 launched, but yes, 2011, I was introduced into DC canon as a Gotham City clinical psychologist. I had a private practice, and I was seeing a young, intelligent patient. Her name was Barbara Gordon. As the psychologist, I did not know that she was Batgirl. I knew that there were Caped Heroes. I just didn't know that she was Batgirl.
Spoilers.
And, yeah, well. And we were working through, I did know that she experienced a physical and psychological trauma. I knew that she was assaulted. I knew that there was a villain who broke into her home and assaulted her, and that she was shot. And this led to pretty significant physical and psychological deterioration and the need for treatment. So she was undergoing physical therapy, and she was doing quite well with her physical recovery, but was stuck with the psychological trauma. And so in the comic, this is issue 16 of Batgirl, the writer, a little bit of backstory on that for folks who don't know. The writer was Gail Simone, and
yeah, it was
such an amazing talent who really is so great at creating and really championing female heroes, and she had contacted me. I think we knew each other through Twitter, through social media. We might have been to a convention or two, but this direct request was about her interest in exploring a mental health provider. And I'm glad you bring this up for your show, because she had some wonderful questions as a writer about what would that look like. So what would the office look like? What does a clinical psychologist say to a client? Even the details for the artist. What is, on the walls? What degrees does she have? What, is this you're on a couch and there's a lab coat, or is like, what kind of situation is that for people who maybe don't know what therapy is? And I thought it was such a wonderful opportunity to integrate a presentation of mental health, one that is accurate, one that is somewhat welcoming, one that would just be, it would be great for the discipline of psychology and the discipline of mental health providers in general, because it would be this positive portrayal of treatment seeking and treatment provision. And so, here I am, I'm sending these consults back. I'm describing what that would look like, and I'm feeling quite accomplished and really good that I can contribute to the comics narrative, to a Bat hero. Like this is, this is Batgirl. This is one of the most common, most recognized Gotham City heroes. And, this is one of the big two. It's DC Comics. I was just thrilled to be a part of that. And there was, I think maybe the day before the issue came out, Gail Simone sent me a note, and she said, you may want to look at the preview. And I looking back, I really should have predicted this, but I did not expect it at all. She had created this character who is named after me and who essentially has my job. And she was able to weave that into Barbara Gordon's story. And the way that I describe it is sort of like my childhood, like my 12-year-old self just started dancing and jumping around and screaming.
Yeah.
Like, this just doesn't make sense. This is it everything kind of comes back around, because the story of Batman was sort of what brought me into the field of psychology. And then the comics just gave right back, like how comics and the relationship I have between, myself and Batman, and myself and comics, like at that moment just really solidified, all that I gave to comics and all that it gave back to me just sort of was very present in that moment. And it was so meaningful. It was really bigger than, I can barely explain it. It's really bigger than I can capture it.
I will say, everyone, nothing I will ever say in my life will be as well put together and beautiful as that just was. No, I don't talk so good. So yeah, well, that's awesome. I just kind of I've kind of wanted to ask you, like, hey, what was that like? Was that cool? Which I can't imagine the answer being no. But before we got into the game this week, I just kind of wanted to touch on that because I thought it was a really cool thing, and get you to kind of talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
absolutely.
you for asking. It's really meaningful for me, and it's so a part of my identity. So I appreciate that you introduced it to our conversation.
Yeah, of course. And anyone who says that comic books aren't real, I'm talking to a real comic book character right now, so eat it. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more Is This Adulting? Hey everybody, best friend Steven breaking in here with a weekly recommendation from the future past. I don't know, whenever we recorded this in December, we are currently on break for the holidays, so I'm recording this now, so I guess it's the present. Okay, anyway, I'm very sick, y'all. Very sick. My confusion it's all in my head. I want to recommend a book that I've been reading in my sickness. I've been rereading Buffering, which is a book by Hannah Hart. It is, in a lot of ways, part memoir, part self-help book. At least for creatives, it is definitely something that has been super helpful to me and really helped me understand myself as a creative person through her journey. It is just stories of her life and her success, and it is such a good read. So definitely check that out. We're excited to see her at PodCon in January, or I guess this month when you're listening to this. Oh gosh. Yeah, we're only a few days away from January. But we're excited to see her there, as well as our friend Hannah Gelb, who's been on the show a few times, and get to actually talk to them. So yeah, definitely check this book out. Buffering, it's by Hannah Hart. You can pick it up at any bookstore, on Amazon, things like that. It's so good. Definitely check it out. All right, back to the show. All right, we are back, and we were just briefly described not what the game is, but just one aspect of the game, and
the mechanic.
Drea and I are both very, very scared. I don't know anything about this game, and sometimes I say that, and I'm playing it up, but this time I legitimately know nothing about this game.
Yes.
Christopher, what fresh hell are you about to unleash?
So here's what's fun. I wanted, since we have our first true professional doctor in the house, and ironically, Stephen, you said just a second ago, you gave the perfect segue of specifically saying you could never say something as brilliant as what Drea has said. So I'm introducing a new game that I'm quite excited about. The game is called Deception. Let me explain how it works. You see, Merriam-Webster states the word deception has more than one meaning. Beyond its most commonly known form of telling falsehoods, it also was an elaborate garnish usually displayed upon a small Cornish hen in the late 1600s in England. Stephen, did you know that?
No.
Of course you didn't, because I made that up.
True.
100%. It is a lie. See, that is the point of this game. If you've ever heard of something like Balderdash, it's very similar. We will be given an unusual but completely real word with a real definition, and you are going to choose either to provide the real definition or you can make one up, whatever you'd rather do.
Sure.
Whoever guesses it right. So let's say I'm the one doing the definition. If either of you guess that I'm not deceiving you, but I'm actually saying, or you say that you know what I'm doing, you get a point. If you get it wrong, then I get double points. That's how I was able to trick you. So I get rewarded for the deception. It's pretty simple. This is what's going to happen. I have made a Google Sheet to where we're all going to have access to be able to look on this. But to make sure that I have not cheated, because I'm playing this game, and someone might say, well, Chris, how were you able to find the words? I did not find these words. I trusted my lovely, wonderful wife, Kate.
Oh, no, we can't do that.
To find these words for us. And so let me be honest, I have no idea what these words are going to be.
Good.
And so I am going to send each of you, or I'm going to send you the link so you can click on it. And it's very, very simple. All you're going to do is I have currently had her highlight both the word and the definition all in black. So all you have to do is highlight something, and what you'll see is you can just change it from being highlighted in black to transparent. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yes. So if you kind of see what I'm doing, I can they can't see, but I can currently change it to this color if I want to, or I can change it back. Pretty simple. It's just a matter of that way all of us can see it without knowing what's going on. So what we'll start off is I'm going to begin this and I will do the first word. So then y'all move that screen away so you can't see anything. And I'm going to reveal it for myself, what this first word is. And you can either choose by saying this isn't a deception, or you can say you're a smarty pants and you're right. So are you ready, everyone? And I'm going to give you both the option to guess. It's not like you have to buzz in or anything.
Sure.
So the word oh my God, I don't even know how to pronounce this word. Oh, good God. Let's see.
We're smart, I promise, Drea.
The word is Caliphagian. So let me explain to you what this is. This is a word that means a lot to me. Truthfully, I have for years admired people for their Caliphagian. And this is what it means, people. It's having an attractive rear or really, really nice bums. So, Stephen, we'll start with you. Do you think that I'm lying or do you think I'm telling the truth? Caliphagian. Someone having a very nice, attractive butt or bum.
Can I quickly interrupt, Stephen, and ask if we think we know the actual definition, do we tell you what the actual...
No, you don't have to.
No.
I mean, if you want to, you can get extra points if you want. But really what it comes down to is just, am I lying or am I telling the truth?
Okay.
And so if you say it's a deception, then you just call that out. And if you think, nope, I think you're telling the truth. Stephen, which one do you think?
I think you lie.
You think I'm lying, huh?
Yes.
Fine. Well, before I answer, so Drea, what about you? Do you think I'm telling the truth or do you think I'm lying?
I also think you're lying.
You're a lying boy.
Well, the answer may surprise you because believe it or not, it actually means having an attractive rear end or nice buns. You can now go back to the sheet where you can see the word and definition for yourself. If you do not believe me, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but it is truthful nonetheless. So next time someone is hitting on you, throw them off by saying, "You think I'm attractive? I like that." I don't know how to pronounce it.
I don't know how you would even, I don't.
At least I'm not completely ignorant. Like, that's not an easy word to pronounce by any means. So with this, Stephen, now
it's my turn.
You're going to, so both of you were incorrect. So I have a good lead.
You have 4 points.
I have 4 points currently because y'all could have gotten a point each, and I could have gotten 2 points per, but both of you failed, so it works out to my advantage. But don't worry, I will probably fall soon. So I am now going to get away from that screen so I can't see the word at all. And Stephen, we'll both hide, so you can tell us what the word is and what the definition is, and tell us. We're going to see if we think if you're lying or you're telling the truth.
Sure. Let me check here. Oh,
liar, Caliphagian on fire.
Caliphagian on fire. Sorry.
From one Caliphagian to another, I'm just going to let you know. I'm on to you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if that's a humble thing to say or if you're bragging. I don't know.
It does a compliment, if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, thank you, Chris, for everything. So the word that I have is Gardyloo.
Gardyloo?
It is a Gardyloo.
That sounds like something that... go ahead, and then we'll tell you what I think it sounds like.
Wait. Is this... Now, I can't even look at the word yet, right? Because I have the screen pulled down, so I can't even see how it's spelled. So can I ask...
I do know that this is how it's pronounced, though.
Use it in a sentence. Tell me the origin.
Yeah,
whatever you would like to do. Gardyloo. Is there a hyphen in it, or is it just one word?
No, it's just one word.
Okay, give us a quick spelling of this.
Gardyloo.
All right. Well, no more stalling. You don't have to tell us. What is the definition, Stephen?
I'm going to have to tell you?
Yeah, you have to tell us.
Do I have to tell you?
Well, I mean, you don't have to, but that would make this game really awkward.
Okay. This is a warning from medieval times.
Okay.
That you would shout.
Okay.
When you threw water from out of your windows.
Oh.
All right. So would you like me to begin to give you a little extra time, Drea?
Yes.
Stephen, you are filled with poo-poo. That is full deception, in my opinion. So, so 100%. I have no doubt in my mind.
Drea?
Well, I know that was a practice. I feel as though you should have a warning call when you dump something out of your window.
Shoot.
I know I do. But is it Gardu? I think it's too long of a, so you're saying they shouted that? It's too long. No, it's no.
I'm picturing Drea with a bucket of water just going, hey.
No. I think the warning has to be quite brief. You have to just, how long are you waiting to get, you have to say it and pour. So
water.
So
liquid.
Or like
you're throwing
just a scream, just a shriek to let people know. So I'm also going to say that is
Deception.
not the right, just deception.
Steven, is it correct or is it a deception?
Gardy-loo is a warning shouted before throwing water from above.
Gosh.
Really?
Yeah, I knew that one already. That's why I said in Renaissance times, because that's when they did it. It was medieval and Renaissance era.
Gardy-loo to me sounds like something when you're just intimidated. You don't want to tell your small child the actual name of the anatomic correct for genitalia. You're just like don't anyone see that Gardy-loo. Just don't let anyone see that. So, wow. Okay. Well,
what's our?
We were wrong.
I'm negative 5.
Oh, you haven't
6.
lost anything.
Oh,
I've just
okay.
gained everything.
You haven't lost anything. He's just gained everything. So he's now 4-4. But hey, now it's your turn. So we are not going to look at the screen now, and so you can go and you can tell us what your word is and give us the definition, and we're going to see if it's true or false. Gardy-loo, I cannot believe that's accurate.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
That's okay.
So
I almost told you something else, but I was so close.
Sorry, I'm still unhighlighting the word.
It's okay. I apologize. I understand. It must be a very long word.
So long.
I need to figure out how to pronounce this too. But I think. Okay.
Just say it with confidence. That's what's important.
You just make it up.
I said my word 7 times, and every time it was different.
Yeah, you said Caliphaly and Leogian.
What a strange word to say something just like, hey, nice bums.
I know.
Bums?
Okay.
Okay, buns is what I meant to say. Sorry. Nice multiple pair of bums. All right, let's hear this word, Drea.
Okay. So this word is snollygoster.
What?
Okay. Please tell us the definition of snollygoster.
I know what it is. I think I know what that word is.
What?
It's a candy from Harry Potter, clearly.
Oh, okay.
Close. So a snollygoster is a person who commits crimes repeatedly and cannot be caught.
I can see an old British cop just being like, the snollygoster.
It's Dietrich, the snollygoster.
You know what? I'm going to say that is a lie, Drea.
Gosh. It could go either way because you could totally be tricking us and saying all right, the last 2 we said was true, and so but this time it's definitely going to be a lie. Or I'm just going to mix it up, and I'm going to say that I think it's true. So what is the true definition?
So the true definition of a snollygoster is a person who can't be trusted.
So Steven,
I made it up.
It's okay. But so you still got 2 points because I was incorrect. So the score after round 1 is 5-4-2. So it's still anybody's game. We just got one more round. So
and then
everyone,
I swear we're going to talk about self-care.
I promise you we are. So
wait, this isn't self-care?
Oh, it totally is.
I think it is. Snollygoster, that's a different word for self-care. It's a no Gardy-loo. That's an ancient practice. All right, so make sure that you are not looking, and I am going to go with this word. And oh my God, what is that word?
Snollygoster again.
Okay. Are you kidding me? I did not know this was a thing. Okay. Are you ready for this word?
I am. Don't stall any longer. Go.
The word is vomitory.
Okay.
No.
Vomitory.
No, I don't like it.
I don't either. You're definitely not going to like this. It is a dedicated location in certain type of camps for vomit to be placed. Vomitory. So we'll start with you this time, Drea. Do you think that I am telling the truth, or I am doing a deception? Doing a deception? Whatever.
I think you are participating in a deception.
Participating in a deception.
I think you are engaging in a deception.
Oh my gosh, I am compliant. Yes, that's what I'm doing. So I'm a part of the system. All right, Stephen, do you think that I am telling the truth, or do you think this is a deception?
No, I think you're full of shit.
You're totally right. You're totally right. I once I heard vomitory, I couldn't think of anything else other than that. No, it is an exit or outlet, whatever that means. But yeah. So, well done. That means I got 0 points, and that unfortunately.
I
so
was
Steven,
thinking of a vomitorium. I just had to Google it, which was in ancient Rome. It was a place for people to go throw up.
Dang. So I was not completely
Yeah, you
wrong.
actually weren't that
That's actually
wrong.
quite close.
Yeah. So Stephen, you get another point. That means you have 6. You also get a point, Drea. So you now have 3. So it's now 6-4 to 3. Stephen, it is your turn.
It is my turn, and I have a word. And boy, howdy, do I have a word for you? My word is, I'm gonna unhighlight it. My word is gastromancy. Gastromancy.
Oh no.
What?
Steven,
I froze for a second.
It was such a dramatic pause for a second, and both me and Trey are like, "What is your word?"
Did you hear my word?
We
did not.
My word is gastromancy.
Man,
Okay.
that was how I used to get dates back in high school. So just the little gastromancy. Sorry, interesting word. Sorry,
This was a science. It was just a science.
This was a science.
No, this was a science that people at one point did believe in, where you could actually produce special elements that were of value, such as gold, from people's intestines. Using, the number 2s.
This is difficult because as soon as I heard gastromancy, the first thing I thought about was the only thing that I could think about is that's the study of what comes out of a really, really nice Cali fillet, or however you pronounce it. Caliphagiate.
I'm going to need to go to the vomitory in about a moment.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
So many callbacks.
Stephen, I am going to say that you are filled with, I don't know. You're lying. It's a deception. Okay. I was trying to think of something, but I was like, we've already talked enough gross stuff. So, all right, Dre, your turn. What are you thinking?
Can I get some clarification? Did you say gastromancy or gastromancing?
Gastromancy.
Oh, that changes everything. Okay.
Like pyromancy.
Gastromancing. That was a dance. Popular in the clubs.
You might be telling the truth. I'm gonna go with it.
So we've split. Stephen, what is gastromancy? Ask a question I can honestly say I never thought I would ask you or anyone in my life.
It is a practice,
a science
from old times, where they would tell fortunes using the rumblings of your stomach.
Oh my God, I love that.
Christopher, you did
disgusting.
get it right.
Wow.
I was trying to fool you into some sort of alchemy related thing.
Oh.
Close. So I have 6 now. But you did get 2 points. So it's now 8-6 to 3 or 4.
3.
8 to 6
I
to
think
3.
I
3?
think
Okay,
I just
it's
have
all right.
3.
It's okay. It's okay. He seems to be the master of deception currently. But
what can I
look,
say?
All this can come around and say if you get both of us, then I'm going to say you win, right?
Okay.
I mean,
Actually, if she gets both of us, she does win.
Would she?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So you can still win right now.
A quick question:
So-
do all of these words collectively mean something? Is there a higher meaning? Some kind of Gestalt.
The combination.
Yeah.
You actually, my wife is really deep. She's a philosopher, and so that's why she chose these specific words.
Yeah.
It's kind of like National Treasure. If you've ever seen that movie, they all lead us to a different thing.
And then we find out the treasure was inside us all along.
All right. Well, I'm about to release this treasure on you. I don't even want to say this.
Let's go.
Oh.
Sorry, still unhighlighting.
Wow. The doctor doesn't know how to say this. This is saying something. It's okay.
Let me figure this out. Okay, so I think this is pronounced this way. Fartlek.
Wait, say that one more
still
time
there?
because we have seemed to. Yeah, we lost you.
We
for
had a
saying it.
brief audio issue. Say it one more time.
Yeah.
Oh. No, you're just trying to make me say this again. The word is fartlek.
No, I can legitimately say fartlek. Oh, fartlek.
Yeah, we definitely had an audio issue again. I'm gonna need you to.
No, you didn't.
Man, I have never heard a word that sounds more like something a 6th grade boy would say when he's upset with someone. Wow, fartlek. Okay, please give us this amazing definition.
So the definition of fartlek
This is so childish.
This means it's an athletic training regime. Fartlek.
If this is true, I want to so badly know what type of regime this is. It's actually the regime or the regiment that they do right before the gastromancy is able to take place. They have to loosen up the stomach a little bit.
I'm willing to go out on a limb here and say you lie.
You know what? I could go either way, and
That's
I'm not
what
gonna
you
be able
do
to
in
win.
fartlek, by the way.
That's true.
Both, yeah.
back and forth. Well, I'm not going to be able to win either way, and so I want to give the chance for you to potentially win, Andrea. So I'm also going to say that you lie, and if you're telling the truth, then you've won the game.
Wow.
What is the definition of fartlek?
That is the definition of fartlek. It is an athletic train, and I want to know. I want everything about this. I want to know, what does this look like? What are the postures, the poses, the practices?
Fartlek
what is
training.
this?
All right, here we go. I'm going to Google this.
It
right
means
now.
speed play in Swedish. It's a continuous training with interval training. So fartlek runs are a very simple form of long distance run. It's simply defined as periods of fast running intermixed with periods of slower running. Fartlek.
Wow.
It means
Wow.
speed play in Swedish.
Wow.
Fartlek.
Wow. Goodness gracious. Alternating between fast segments and slow jogs.
How long should a fartlek be?
You know, really, I would say that in many ways, okay, if it's alternating between fast segments and slow jogs, then I would say I can do a fartlek if we really focus on just the jog part that's slow and not the fast part. Wow. What a comeback. Well done.
I have been practicing fartleks for most of my adult life.
God,
Oh
I really
my
thought you were
gosh.
going to say I've been fartleking.
I didn't
Oh
want
my
to
God.
say that.
This is just
I
like
don't
all of a
want to.
sudden you have the entire
I've
you
been
bring your
practicing
entire
fartlek.
like family and friends together and go, there's something I need to tell you. I am a practicing fartleker.
It's
Wow.
actually
Practicing.
it's quite common with a lot of different athletic training styles. So
It really
yeah.
is. It really, and it's not spelled how everyone would think. It's fart, which is the first part of the word. and
I
the
hate that
second
word so
part,
much.
It's LEK. So anyone who wants to look up a little bit about fartlecking, this is
And
so
we've
crazy.
said that enough times for the whole show. So
Also, I just want to say we've said this with a true professional in front of us. So I enjoy that quite a bit. So congratulations for winning the first ever game of Deception.
Thank you. I feel undeserving.
Hey,
But I'll
don't
take
you
it.
dare. Don't you say that.
You
don't
are
be a
valid.
snollygoster by any means. Okay.
All right. Well, real quick, because I know we're on a time crunch, I do want to discuss, though, while we have someone here who can actually like know what they're talking about. So as everyone knows, I ended up in the hospital from stress because I don't take care of myself. So when I reached out to you and I was like, hey, what do you want to talk about? And you came back with, I believe you called it candid self-care.
Mm-hmm.
And I immediately went, what's that? Because so many people, self-care is like, all right, you need to practice self-care. So take a bath and eat some cheesecake all the time. And so as a professional, tell me how to better care for myself.
Candidly.
Yeah, I do think that self-care is a concept that right now is almost so commonly known that most people have heard of it, that most people know, whether their employer said it or their family member or spouse or their friend says, I mean, we see it in social media. We understand the concept of self-care. It means do something nice for yourself, treat yourself, manage your stress, take a moment to consider your health practices. And while I think those approaches are really important and instrumental to our overall health, I do think that some of us have gotten swept away in this concept of self-care to the degree that either we have this impossible concept of it. It's too difficult, for instance, for me to imagine doing fartleks, 30 minutes a day.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes we set these really high goals for ourselves. And so sometimes it's unattainable. On the other hand, and I say this because I practice in Los Angeles, and we are inundated with the glamorization of Hollywood and the impact and pressure of social media and what we should be, what we should look like, how what our bodies should look like, to the degree that we've gotten caught up in this notion that self-care is a concept that has a lot to do with our appearance. And so I can give you some examples for that. A lot of times we are looking at ads for detoxing. We're looking at, physical fitness. We're looking at the way our bodies look in bathing suits. So these ads and the social media images kind of like are what I would consider are sort of excessive to the point where self-care gets wrapped up in appearance. And it also has gotten...
Totally.
Yeah. And the one other thing, the reason I say it's candid self-care is that at least from my impression, self-care has gotten wrapped up in consumerism and in product placement and in these notions of detoxifying and cleansing and doing something to your body to, remove these chemicals or these things that you think are making you ill. And, it sounds like this might be relevant for you, Stephen, as you're like being given these like dietary recommendations and things like that. But when it's excessive, we're wrapped up in the notion of like self-care being something that someone else is telling us how to do it and what to do to some extreme measures. So one example is, for instance, for a while, there was a notion that vaginal steaming was some like detoxifying, cleansing practice that would help women be better, look better, feel better. And that's because Gwyneth Paltrow put it on her website. And the truth is, those kinds of practices aren't necessarily healthy for us, but also they're privileged practices. They are things that not many of us can afford. So when we think about candid self-care, it means, removing those influences and those ideas and notions of what we have to do or what we should do, and that it is an external, it's an external practice or even a cleansing, but to look at it more like what works for you if you really think about your health and you really think about what got you to where you're at in terms of your stress, in terms of your pain, in terms of the way that you're feeling. And for a lot of people, they come to the realization that self-care is not actually about bubble baths and getting our hair done and manicures and vaginal steams. Self-care is really hard work. It's sitting down and putting together a dietary plan. It's opening up an Excel spreadsheet and figuring out your monthly budget. It's blocking somebody who keeps sending you dick pics. It's getting rid of some toxic relationship. It's, actually really, really effortful and a lot of work, but ultimately it's so individualized and it's meant to be a product of your own sense of wellness and your own sense of who you are as a person. And so to go back to that candid piece, it's really this authentic practice of taking a deeper dive into what your needs are and making those decisions and doing the hard work yourself.
I think something that I like that you said was when you're talking about the idea of self-care being over time more and more consumed by consumerism, to where it becomes one and the same. Something that it really made me think was the idea of self-care, when seen in that way, teaches us that self-care is a luxury, not a necessity. And I think that's a really good point, and just realizing that it's not, there are certain practices that alone will do this. For instance, then you're like, well, if I'm going to take care of myself better, then maybe I should try and eat a little bit better. Instead saying, that's a necessity. That's a part of being able to not only preserve your life, but improve your life. No, I think that's a really helpful distinction that I've never really fully thought about, the consumerism side of it. And I also, truthfully, I wonder, Stephen, I don't know about this for you. Me and Stephen have both dealt with a lot of body issues as men at different parts of our lives. I mean, most of our lives. But I also am interested because some of the things that you've described seem culturally especially pressed upon women. And the idea of of you were saying manicures, you're saying other type of stuff of to care for yourself is actually to make yourself more presentable for the world, so to speak. And I think that it's a helpful reminder for me to hear that, because it's that's the things my wife is hearing and being pressed. That's what my sister's being. That's what many of my friends are doing, and me as well, but just in different ways. So I don't know. That was a helpful reminder that I appreciated.
Yeah, I think that certainly is a challenge, because so many messages that women get are about appearance and our bodies and the way our bodies look, the thinness of our bodies, the way our hair, our makeup is done, our nails. So we do get this false idea that, we feel good because we look good. But the truth is, you could look fabulous and still feel like shit. You could feel completely burnt out and put yourself out there in a way that physically you might look well. And I think that what we're doing is, we're further putting barriers between us and that candidness. We have to be really, really honest with ourselves about what does our own care mean? And a lot of times it actually means not putting so much effort and worry into our external appearance and being mindful and just more thoughtful about what we're doing for our inside, internally, what's going on. And our insides are both, physical as well as emotional, and we have to tend to that.
Yeah,
That's
and I
great.
feel like for me, and we'll wrap up here, but for me, I don't know. The things that are targeted at men, at least that I see, is the way to take care of yourself. It's like, oh, have another beer. Like, have a few beers. Eat that cheeseburger. It feels like it's more about consumption and like all of that, at least the stuff that I see targeted. And that's hard when I'm a person who is trying to take care of myself and get my body in a better place. And every time I'm like, I just need to really take care of myself. People are like, yeah, just relax, have a few beers, have a few drinks, do whatever. And I'm like, but I shouldn't, because that's kind of counterproductive. And I'm not saying drinking beer is, that's not what I love beer. But what I'm saying is, like, it seems like that's all people do. If I, every time I wanted to practice self-care, drank a beer, I mean, I'd be a lot bigger than I already am. And so,
and I think, you bring up a really good point that a lot of the messages we give to each other are like, oh, just treat yourself. You're not feeling well, you're burnt out, you're stressed, do something good for yourself. Have some beers, have some glasses of wine, eat that cheesecake. And of course, in moderation, those things are fine. But the reason I don't consider that candid is that we're not addressing the underlying issue. Well, what made you stressed out to begin with? What if it's the fact that your health isn't good? Or what if it's the fact that you have an addiction? So these cover up kind of like Band-Aid solutions feel good in the moment and truly, might be helpful for you in terms of giving you some serotonin or an endorphin rush. But in the long run, it just further facilitates your illness.
Something that you said that it made me think of was just like when talking about the idea of the difference between what we know of self-care through our cultural usage of that phrase compared to candid is the cultural way of doing it is to treat the symptom. But what you're advocating for is like to actually address the underlying issue, because that's what's going to long-term alleviate those symptoms.
And, like you said, it's interesting because the things that do stress me out are the ideas of my health not being great. And so, maybe it needs to be more of a practice of that. Plus, at the same time, I've gone back and forth in my mind and in conversations with people about whether or not I actually might have a food addiction. To a weird point that I don't feel like I can control it. So that's a whole nother conversation. But as we wind down, I guess the real question I want to ask you is, are you accepting new patients, and what number can I call? I'll jot down. I'll fly out to LA every other week. And we can make it happen. I'll use my deep funds.
Well, it sounds
The
as
lottery,
though
yeah.
it sounds as though, and this is a way for me to deflect that question, but it sounds as though, and this is partly hopeful on my end, that having this conversation to begin with, and even doing your podcast on a regular basis, allows you that thoughtful reflection about where you're at with your health and what do you need to do to move toward your goals. And the reason for that is you have that check-in that you do on your show, but then because you run a podcast, my expectation is that you're going to do another show. The expectation is that you're going to plan for another show. So therefore there's an accountability. You're committing to another show. So you're committing to something. We're going to hear from you. We're going to want to have that update. And so the truth is, and research shows that 1 in 4 individuals are going to be challenged with a mental health issue or concern in their lives. And although I don't have the research to prove this, I think 1 in 3 podcasters have, I think that number is a little different for podcasters. 1 in 3 podcasters have at some point in their lives a mental health concern or issue that they have to address head on. So I'm not sure, that's just my observation, but for me, I think podcasting is a way for us to do that thoughtful and meaningful work.
Gotcha. So what you're saying is this was great. Let's do it again sometime. The way that you used to tell people when you dated them and then never called them. No, I'm just kidding. I am just kidding. Well, we're going to start winding down. But as always, if you would like to send us a topic of discussion or a mental health check-in, or you have anything else on your mind, we will remind you once again, we are not professionals. And if you're in need of professional help, please call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline if you're in crisis, or seek out a therapist, seek out a psychiatrist, a psychologist, mental health professional that can help you with coping mechanisms, medication, psychotherapy, whatever it is that you are needing in that moment. You can follow us over on Twitter at @isthisadulting. You can find us on Facebook in our Facebook group, the Is This Adulting Best Friends. It is a place with about 700 people that are just a community that are there to be there for you. They're there to be a support as well as to post funny videos and GIFs. And I go live in there every once in a while. You get to see me be just a real dumbass. So it's a beautiful place. And last but not least, we have a couple thanks. We want to say thanks to The Collection for the use of our theme music, The Borrowers, off their album Ars Moriendi.
Heck yeah.
Andrea, thanks so much for coming on the show. I said Andrea. That's not your name.
Andrea.
I think
and yet I answered to it because I'm a fartlek.
It's like when people call me Steven in an email with a PH and I go, yeah, that's me. But it's not me.
Whatever.
It's not me. I'm sorry. Drea, I think we're there. I'll call you Drea.
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh my gosh. Has anyone ever called you Dr. Dre? Yeah.
Yes. All the time.
I assumed. Okay, good. I just had that realization. I was like, oh, I have to ask immediately. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Good. I'm glad to know that.
Good. Oh, my gosh. Well, thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. And again, thank you for doing the show. You probably have such an impact on your listeners, and it's good for you. And so I just encourage you to keep doing it. As someone who runs 2 podcasts, I know it's a lot of hard work. So keep doing it. Take care of yourselves. Practice self-care. And I'm happy to come on again anytime.
Awesome.
Appreciate
Well,
it.
do you want to remind everybody real quickly where they can find you online?
Yes. So the best way to interact is Twitter and Instagram. On Twitter, I'm at Archimus. On Twitter, I'm at Arkham Asylum Doc. And on Instagram, I'm Arkham Asylum Doc. My website is underthemaskonline.com.
Awesome. Well, that is going to do it for us here on Is This Adulting this week. I've been your best friend, Steven.
I've been your best friend, Chris.
And I've been your best friend, Treya.
And remember, kids, be happy, stay healthy, and go hug someone.
Because you never know. They may have been secretly fart-licking for years, and no one knew. And now they're ready to come out to the world and share. So, embrace them. Embrace them in all their gastromancy ways.
Oh, God. There's so many words involved. Have a good week, everybody.
Bye.